SKU. What's SKU? Not what's new. What's SKU? I'll tell you what SKU is. I'm going to tell you a lot more. Lookup sales rep based on SKU. The details are here. I'm going to explain it. We're looking for sales reps based on SKU. Here's the layout. We have index match and we have VLOOKUP. Over here on the left, we have the index match formula, VLOOKUP formula. Here's the information we're going to look up based on the information over here on the left. We have our simple write-up. We're going to use a SKU to find the sales rep. You can read this on your own. Here's the structure. We're going to use index. We have two range names. We have SKU 292, which covers K5 to K10. Then we have sales, which is the sales rep, K5 to M10 range. What we're going to do is incorporate this index match. Here's the formula. We're going to throw in an if error, and we're going to produce whatever shows up in terms of the SKU. So we're going to hit F9, and we're going to see what happens here. So we're going to look for, it says index sales match, et cetera, et cetera. Remember, right to left. We know with the if error, we don't have to worry about this outside information. It doesn't have anything to do with trying to find the sales rep. So what are we looking for? Well, match is going to say, search for a value in a list and return its position. What are we looking for? We're looking for C5. What's C5? That's the SKU. Remember, look up sales based on SKU. Where are we going to look? We're going to look up in the lookup array, which is SKU 292. Where? Well, it's highlighted over here. K5 to M10. Why didn't you just add it over? Why didn't you just include this information right next to retail price? I didn't set this up. Somebody else did. And I'm just working within the parameters. This is the way it is. You could put it next to the retail price, but just work with what you have. So what we're looking for is C5, this SKU, where? In this list of information. And what do? From there? Well, we look at the match type. Well, we're looking for an exact. That's the row. Go back, move to the left, and now we have index. And index is going to go the array. Index is looking for sales 292, which is K5 to K10. K5 to K10, that's the SKU. That's what it's looking for. And then it's looking for the row number in column 2. What column 2? Well, this is the range you're looking for. So you're going to look through the SKUs to try to find the sales rep. And that's all we're doing. And what happens? It finds Thomas Muldoon, SKU 151. So go over here, look for SKU 151, and you saw it, Thomas Muldoon. You can hit F9, and you're going to see you have 151, and now you have Marshall Verano. Well, that's because the SKU is changing. And then the next question is, well, you have Barton with the same index match, matches the first match. Keep that in mind. If there's duplicates, then match will always find the first. So we're looking at 333 SKU, and there's only one. But if we hit F9 again, we see 444 twice. It just happens to be the same person. Hit F9 again. Look for 151, it's Barton Gill. Hit 234, hit 111, only one, 333, only one, 234, blank, 222, blank, F9. I'm trying to see if we've got SKU numbers and different names. And we have different SKU numbers and different names, all right? So here, you're going to see 333, and we have 333. And what's the first match? Thomas Muldoon. Hit F9 again. we have 234, 234, and 234. We have 234, and we have Marshall. And we have another 234, which is Marshall. What I'm trying to do is see if it will show the second name. You would never, ever set up or design a spreadsheet like this. This is exactly why we have databases. Here we have the same SKU number in 3 different names, 4 different names. And here we have 234, 234, and match will only match one. This is an example. For example, you would never, as I said, you would never ever design something like this. You would have a catastrophic nightmare trying to match multiple names. So this should have been locked. I should have locked this and matched here. Anyway, you get the point. If you see a structure like this, raise a red flag and say, look, you need to redesign this. But the way the match works is it will find and only match the first match and ignore everything else. Be sure to check out our extensive courses, which include Excel data and text manipulation for advanced users, beginners, intermediate. We also have this great essentials, the A to Z for advanced users, the comprehensive beginner level 1 and 2. Then we have our advanced formulas, strictly formulas, great set of courses, which we have a beginner level 1 and beginner level 2, this intermediate level, and we have this advanced level. Click on any of the links. There's a short video that explains everything about the course. Check it out. Read the information on the right if you get lost. That's index match. In terms of the lookup, it'll remove all of this uncertainty. So we have, to the right, we have this structure VLOOKUP. We're going to have a lookup value, which is C5. And what's C5? Well, there's your SKU. We're going to look in what list? Well, we're going to look K5 to M10, which is this highlighted in sort of a reddish color. And we're going to look for column 2. I'll pause there for a second because there's a blank here, and we hit F9, and we're going to look for here. We're going to go over to C5 151. We're going to look for K5 to M10. We're going to go to the second column. We have 444. We have 151. Hit F9 again. We have 151 and 151. You see here we have 151 and 151. And then we have 151 and 151. So you could see VLOOKUP does the same. It will look for the first match unless we change this 0 to something else. We could probably put that to 1, and it'll probably give us a different answer. But that's not the point. We don't want to do that. You're going to structure this example correctly. Again, this F9 is purely an example, in this case, a poor example. But there, quick overview of VLOOKUP, index match. And we probably can use some product at some point. Well, not in this case because we're not some product being anything, but we're probably going to use X match in this. And again, not in the beginners. We'll probably see that in the intermediate or the advanced. But again, nice, simple example. Hopeful if it was laid out in a little cleaner format. Brad Williams, XL Prime.